What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Topher's Garage. So we've got the Jeep behind me here. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to fix the door locks. So I've been having a problem on both the driver and passenger side where I'm unable to lock the door from the outside or unlock it from the outside. I can still lock it from the inside and I can unlock it from the inside, but the outside door lock doesn't function at all. So we'll get this door off and get it on work surface, and we'll get it taken apart and get it fixed. So before we start taking this apart, I just want to show you exactly what's going on. So I locked the door from the inside, and if I go to try and unlock it, turning the key on the outside doesn't do anything. I'm not able to unlock the Jeep. So with the door open and unlocked, I am able to lock and unlock it from the inside, and that functions properly. It's just this outside key that doesn't either lock or unlock the car when I need it to. So yeah, let's get this taken apart and I'll show you what's going on. All right, so we've got the door up here on some saw horses. So first we're gonna take out these two screws. There's also another little screw over here. I think they're all like T25, T20, T15, smaller Torx bits. And then there's clips all around the perimeter, and there's these kind of stakes where the upper half doors slide into, so we'll remove these two. So we'll get these screws out first. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get these little stakes out. Just these two. This third one up here doesn't need to come out. You could probably use a trim tool if you had one. I'm just gonna use a couple of screwdrivers just to pry it. Be careful, try not to break any of the old plastic, but we'll just pry these out. One. There's the second one. So now I'm just going to go around the edge, and they're just like the regular Christmas tree clips or whatever you want to call them, but they're kind of all around this outside edge, and there's some up here, but I'm just going to work my way around and pry them up. All right, so if you're having the same problem as me, what exactly is going on is you can see here's the back side of the lock cylinder. This little rod is supposed to connect up on the underside of this locking mechanism. And I'm trying to see if I can get the right angle, but basically it's come free. There's a little plastic clip that's on it. There it is. And you can see it's broken. So when this lock cylinder moves up and down, it's not actually actuating anything. So what we'll do is we'll kind of loosen all these bolts up. There's 3 bolts or screws, I guess, under this rubber trim. So we'll take the rubber trim off just a little bit, loosen up the lock mechanism, we'll loosen up the door handle, and we'll try and move this whole hinge, or not hinge, but door locking mechanism kind of more to the center so we can see what's going on. So we've just got a couple of screws holding the rubber weather stripping in. So there's one. There's the second one. So we'll just move this out of the way and you can see the 3 Torx bits that we need to get to. All right, so next we're gonna take out these 2 screws that hold in the hinge or the door latch assembly. I guess the handle. So these are actually a T20. Everything else so far I think has been a T25. So the next thing I'm going to do is get the locking cylinder free. So there's this little metal retainer. I'm going to just get it loose with some screwdrivers, and then it should just pry straight off this way, and then the lock cylinder will be able to come out. There's the metal retainer. Now the lock cylinder should be able to just drop out. There we go. And with it will come our latching mechanism, and you can see that plastic piece that is supposed to keep it in the hookup here is broken. So that's what we're going to replace. All right, so here's the locking cylinder, the little locking, I guess, actuation rod, and this plastic clip that's broken. So it's supposed to look kind of similar to this. The hook goes on this side, and then this end snaps into, it's really hard to see, but there's a little hole up here. I'll move this down and show you guys in a minute. But this is supposed to snap in there. So what I did, I went to Autozone, bought this kit. It's supposed to be for Ford. I couldn't find anything online or in the store that was specifically for a Jeep. So what we'll have to do is we'll have to drill out kind of where this goes, just a little bit. I think the original OEM one must have been a little bit smaller than this pack. Obviously it was made for Ford. But let's get this kind of moved over just a little bit, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So it's kind of a pain to get this over here. You've got to kind of mess with it just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is kind of unclip this metal rod from this kind of same plastic clip that we're replacing. That way the handle can go free, and I can move this whole unit a little bit more centered on this. So let's do that. So I just pushed that off, and then this rod should just back out. There it goes. So there's the door latch or handle. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of pull, we loosen the screw that holds this in place. I'm gonna kind of pull this as I work this back over here, just like that. So this little hook right there, I'm kind of pointing to at the end of this, that is where the door lock actuator rod is supposed to hook in. And this plastic piece will kind of come up from the back side and snap into that hole. Like I said though, the problem is it's just a little bit too, this Ford kit that came from AutoZone, these pieces, plastic pieces, are just a little bit too big. So what I'm gonna do is drill them out. Just a little bit larger than they are currently, not much. It won't take long to drill. And that way these pieces will just snap in there. And my thought process there is, if this ever happens in the future, I know I can just go get this exact same kit and replace it and it'll snap in no problem. So let's get to drilling that out. All right, so the drill bit I'm using is a 15/64. So I guess it's just shy of a 1/4 inch. You might be able to use a 1/4 inch to be fine, but I'm not sure. So you can see I'm just drilling this hole out just a little bit. There it is, that's all we need to do. So now what we can do is here's our rod that we need to put in. We can just kind of unhitch this from the lock. It's just kind of fitted together. Get the rod in this new clip. All you do is pop it into the side of the clip and then rotate the rod in, and there it is. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna place this up under here. And I'm hoping you guys can see this. I'm gonna feed this in from the back side, and it should just snap into place with a little bit of pressure. You hear that? There it is, it snapped into place. So now we can pretty much put everything back together. We'll get our door latch back in place, so we'll feed it in from the underside. We'll press it in, or we'll get it in the hole first. There it goes. And we'll rotate it up to it snaps. There it is. And we'll get our 2 screws that held it in place and get those started. So the next thing we're going to do is get our locking cylinder and we'll feed it up. So it's important to remember that this tab was facing towards the rear of the door, and this metal piece was kind of facing towards the top. So we'll fish this up. So we'll just kind of feed it in here. There it is, and that is back in. And we'll put our little retaining clip back in place. There it is. So the next step, we'll just take our screws for the door catch and get that attached. So I'm keeping everything kind of loose right now. Just want to make sure everything fits back together first before I tighten everything down. So these are just kind of loose for now. Last one. All right, so now we'll get our second little screw for the door handle. Now we can go around and tighten everything down. These are snugged up. These are snugged up. All right, so before we put this back together, we just want to test it and make sure everything works. So I'll put the key in and we'll try and lock it. So we'll close these like the door is closed. So we'll lock it from the inside. And now the door handle shouldn't do anything. That's right. Now we can unlock it from the outside. And now the door latch should work. There we go. And you see those opened. All right, so now we're just gonna get this door put back together. There's actually a taper to them. Let's see if I can show this on camera. You can see one side's thicker than the other. So the thick side goes towards the inside of the cab. So I'm gonna be putting these like this. One. There's two. And now we'll get our handle back on and the screw in the interior door latch. All right, that's it. So we'll get the door back on the Jeep and we'll test it out again, and that'll be it. All right, so let's test it out. Make sure it locks and unlocks. There, it's locked. There, it unlocks. Perfect. That's awesome. So locked from the inside. And it should unlock. That's awesome. All right, well, we got our lock fixed here. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. If you found the video helpful, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.